Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be watching a video called Why the Netherlands is Way Better Than the USA. I'm hoping this man is maybe, because I don't know what country he's from, but hopefully it's not going to be like that offensive, because if he's like a Dutch person that lived in the USA for quite a bit of time and that's why he's like, oh, the Netherlands is better than the USA because he's Dutch. So it's like, well, he's defending his home country, which, okay, well, completely understandable. But if he's from like a third country, like I think that would be incredibly offensive. It's like, I'm not American, but this is why your country sucks and the Netherlands is better. Like, hopefully it's not gonna be like that. Also, I don't really know if this is like a jokey video, like the name, obviously the name is like, oh, but maybe like the actual video itself, it's gonna be making fun of it a little bit, and it's gonna be like super serious. Like this is why, like the actual reasons why I hate the USA. It's not, hopefully it's not gonna be like that, but I don't know. I'm super intrigued. So let's check it out and comment, like, subscribe, and start.
Today I'm going to give you 10 reasons why the Netherlands is better than the United States.
He seems American.
I am American by birth and Dutch by choice. I have lived now in the Netherlands for 22 years, and prior to that I lived in the United States for 35 years. So I believe that I am in a position to make a fair comparison between the two countries. I will begin by stating the obvious. No country is a utopia. No country or system
of course,
is perfect.
No country is perfect.
And that is because every country, every system has one thing in common, and that's people. And we as people are flawed, and we bring to every situation, every culture, country, and system our own shortcomings. Most of the items on this list are objectively measurable, but I am also describing something more intangible, and that is the subjective experience of living in these two countries. By the way, you may wish to stick around to the end of this video because I will give you 2 more reasons why the Netherlands is better than the United States, and these are uniquely Dutch characteristics for which there is no equivalent in the United States.
Okay, what are they?
So let's get started. Item number 1 is the bicycle-friendly infrastructure. The Netherlands leads the world in cycling infrastructure with dedicated bike paths and parking spaces and a cycling culture that promotes sustainability and healthy living. And in contrast, the United States is much more car-centric. Number 2 is universal healthcare. The Dutch healthcare system provides universal access and is ranked among the best in the world in terms of efficiency and quality.
Oh, that's great.
In the United States, the costs for healthcare are prohibitively expensive and often inaccessible. Number 3 is work-life balance. Dutch work culture values balance, with shorter working hours, more paid vacation, more part-time work, an extensive sick leave policy, and an emphasis on personal time and family and leisure, whereas the United States glorifies extensive working hours and the whole hustle and bustle culture.
Yeah.
The 4th reason that the Netherlands is better than the United States is parental leave. The Netherlands offers a generous parental leave policy for both maternal and paternal leave, ensuring that new parents can bond with their child.
Yeah, whoever it is taking care of the baby.
The United States policy is far less robust and often unpaid. The 5th way in which the Netherlands is better than the United States is lower gun violence. With strict gun control laws, the Netherlands experiences significantly less gun violence, and as a result, it is a safer place to live. For example, the murder rate in the United States is 4 times as high as it is here in the Netherlands. Number 6 is public transportation. The Netherlands has an efficient and reliable public transportation network, including trains, trams, and buses, which make it possible to get to almost anywhere without a car. In contrast, in the United States, in many areas, it's not possible to get where you need to go without a car.
Without a car.
I grew up on an island in the Chesapeake Bay in the United States, for example.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And I can tell you that for those people on the island who work in Washington, D.C., for example, or on the Western Shore, Annapolis and Baltimore and elsewhere of Maryland, there is a bus, indeed, that goes every day taking those commuters to their jobs, but it leaves at one designated time in the morning and returns at one designated time in the evening with absolutely nothing in between. The seventh reason that the Netherlands is better than the United States is the focus on sustainability. The Netherlands is a world leader in sustainability initiatives,
this is a really
from renewable
country.
energy projects like wind power to innovative water management and urban planning. And the United States lags well behind on implementing such sustainability measures.
Sadly,
Number 8
yes.
is close to my heart. It's tolerance and inclusivity. And the Netherlands is known for its progressive policies and support of diverse lifestyles, including LGBTQ rights and legal protections. In fact, the Netherlands was the first of any nation in the world to implement marriage equality, making gay marriage legal and recognized before anyone else in the world.
How long
Number
how long ago
9
was it?
is better education access. Dutch universities are more affordable than U.S. universities, and the education system is structured to support a variety of career paths without saddling students with overwhelming and often lifetime
for your
debt.
whole life.
The 10th reason that the Netherlands is better than the United States is that it has happier citizens. The Netherlands consistently
How do you measure
ranks
that?
highly on international indexes of happiness, thanks to factors like social support, equality, and quality of life. Yet another reason why the Netherlands is better than the United States is for gezelligheid. And
What's that?
gezelligheid is difficult to translate into English. It really is about togetherness and comfort and coziness,
Like
and a shared
community?
experience. It's about slowing down and enjoying the simple pleasures. It might be
Oh, okay,
sharing
so
a
it's more than
candlelit
that.
dinner with friends, or sitting in a cozy cafe with a warm drink, or even a shared silence with someone special. And I believe that gezelligheid is yet another reason why the Netherlands is better than the United States. Because in the US, we don't have any equivalent. We don't necessarily appreciate the simple pleasures. We're too often caught up in getting the next best thing, a bigger house, a second car, a flashy wardrobe, a new Rolex watch. And the Dutch
I think I get what he
really
means, yeah.
emphasize more those simple pleasures that are readily at hand and often overlooked. And one final reason that the Netherlands is better than the United States is a uniquely Dutch concept which is called niksen. And niks is
What's
the
that?
Dutch word for nothing. And niksen is really the deliberate choice to do nothing. And that may be as simple as sitting in a window and looking out and daydreaming for a bit, or gazing at the clouds, or admiring nature, or reading a book. And it's all about emphasizing balance and well-being without any associated guilt for not being perpetually productive.
Oh, okay, okay.
And that is in sharp contrast to the American mindset, which is often focused on climbing the
Work.
corporate ladder or engaging very much in the rat race. So these are in total 12 things that I think make the Netherlands better than the United States. There are others, but these are the reasons that come to my mind and something that I just wanted to share with you. So, as always, thank you for listening, and until next time, tot ziens!
Okay, this was very, very interesting. I think they're like the last few points I think because it's like he said, like it's hard to translate them, but I think they're both kind of in the same vein. The word the Nixon, I think that was one of them. It's like nothing, which is weird, but I think I get what he means. Is the sense of like I think a lot of people do feel that if you're like you're wasting time, like if you're not working and if you're not being productive, if you're not, I don't know, and not even just about work, like maybe you're, oh, you have to like clean your house, you have to like run errands, and you always have to be like doing something, because again, it's like, I'm not being productive, I'm wasting my time. And I think maybe that's what he means, like this culture, the Dutch culture does have, maybe not prioritized, but maybe they do have space, like there's space, and they do recognize the importance of, just slow down and be alone, like with your thoughts. Maybe again, like have some coffee, have a cup of coffee with just like, you don't need to like be reading the news and be like, oh, I'm working, I'm updating someone. No, just like, just like have a cup of coffee, or I don't know, have a drink in the park, just like literally watching like the sky, watching like people watching or whatever, but without feeling guilty, because I think a lot of people do feel guilty after doing all of those things, or maybe like reading a book that's not like for school or something. You're just like reading a book because you like it, and maybe like you feel guilty afterwards, or maybe again you feel guilty after, oh no, I went for a walk, and then I felt guilty because I'm not being productive. Like what does that add to my life? It's like, no, I think that the importance, like in their culture, is it's important, and that you enjoy these things. And you don't need to feel guilt. There's no guilt attached, because they do understand that importance of being, just alone with your thoughts. That's the normal, and that's actually a healthy thing to do. Like not everything has to be done with a purpose, besides just enjoying yourself, and maybe just have some quiet time for you to reflect, or just again, just like be with your thoughts a little bit. And I do really like that. I think I've never heard of those like two concepts, and that there's like there's words that actually encompass like those kind of like feelings that you have when you do those things, if I'm understanding it correctly. So I've never really known that concept like has a name, and it's I don't really remember the other one. It was no, I can't, I'm blanking out completely. But I do like the fact that they seem to have like that sort of like, it's a concept that has a name, and I think that really tells me what that tells me is that it's very important for Dutch people and in their culture, because otherwise they wouldn't have an actual concept for it. Or again, like he said, just enjoying some time with a loved one, just going out to dinner. Like it's important that you also, not just with yourself, but also that you share, also like share maybe like your happiness and maybe your life with your community and with the people that you care about and the people you love. I think also that's very nice. And I think maybe, and that also with like the sustainability and the bike thing, there's like the people usually like, they don't really have like car centric culture. I think Dutch people tend to be probably like more relaxed, more chill. Maybe they're not, but that's the sort of like the vibe that I'm getting because of all those things in combination. I think probably they're very chill people. Like they don't live their lives like super stressed. Obviously there gotta be exceptions, obviously, because again, like he said at the beginning, like people are people, and not everyone, it's a monolith. Not everyone from the same culture and from the same country is going to be like that, because other people obviously are very diverse. So but in general, I think probably the Dutch life is very like relaxed. And I think that also like the work-life balance, they do really put a lot of importance in, again, just like you don't have to like work 24/7, like you can relax. So I think it's very like a relaxed way of life, and the fact you can like go bike to work and all those things, you're not stuck in traffic like being super stressed. So I really do like it, and I do get the sense that the Dutch culture is like that. It's very like, just like take your time, relax. They're very like chill about a lot of things. But I do have to say something, that to play a little bit of like devil's advocate, the thing about like, I don't, obviously I'm not saying I agree or disagree because I've never been to the Netherlands, but I do have to say that he was like, oh, happy people. It's like, well, I don't know about that because again, people are not a monolith. And always when I do think when people mention like, oh, because they're not things that you can count on in statistics. Like maybe you can ask people, hey, are you happy? And it's like, well, people are gonna, if you do like a survey, people are gonna be like, well, yes, click yes or no or whatever. But it's like, I don't know, like I think happiness as a concept is really like, it's quite a hard concept actually. And I think maybe like happiness is maybe like a state of mind, just like being maybe like sad or being angry. Like you're not angry all the time, as if you're not happy all the time, you're not sad all the time. Obviously, unless if you have some sort of condition or like depression or something. But in general, I think it's like, well, I don't know, like happy. Well, but what does happy mean? I think it gets a little philosophical. So it makes me laugh when they're like, oh, according to studies, they're like they have the happiest people. And it's like, how exactly are you measuring that? Just asking people in a survey, like, hey, are you happy? And people are gonna be, well, yes, right now at this moment, I'm happy. But I don't know, maybe tomorrow something bad's gonna happen. It's gonna ruin my day and I'm gonna be happy then. Well, probably not. So it is very like, I don't know. I'll take those with a grain of salt because I don't think you can measure like how happy like citizens from a country are and just how happy people are in general. I think like again it gets into like a very philosophical concepts that are very like hard to grasp and you can like debate on it for a very long time. So it's like, I don't know about that. But the other things, yes. And I think maybe that's a little bit of like, oh, they're happier in general because of those things they have and a better work-life balance. They do get the sense of like, hey, let's enjoy, just enjoy your quiet time. Not everything, I'm enjoying myself. Not everything has to be like working all the time. So that's why they're happier. I think probably that's the correlation. But it's like, well, you can say that, I think, in another way instead of just like, oh, saying, because I think a lot of, I don't know, like why they do that, but I think a lot of studies they show like, oh, they did a study, they have the happier citizens. It's like, I don't know about that. But yeah, this was incredibly interesting, and I do feel like I learned a lot about how Dutch culture actually is, and not just like about the country itself, but how people actually are and what the culture in the Netherlands is like. So very interesting, and that was it for today, and I'll see you soon. Bye.